as we have till now discussed about the concept of cost, that what cost really is, that is, it is the total expenditure or the total outlay which we put for the production of a particular output. Now we will be touching upon the different theories of cost. We will be covering two theories. One would be traditional theory and the other would be modern theory of cost. Now each in traditional and modern, we will be touching upon the concepts of cost both with short run and long run perspective. So I will be starting with traditional theory and starting with the short run concept of traditional theory. Now as per the traditional theory, our total cost, that is TC, is nothing but TFC plus TVC. That is, total cost is summation of total fixed cost plus total variable cost. Now, the objective of this session is that we have to go through all the graphical presentation of different curves. Let's first start with total fixed cost. As we all are aware of the concept of total fixed cost, it is the total cost which we need to incur for a particular level of output irrespective of the production. That means whether my output is 0 or my output is 10, still there is a certain level of money which we are incurring or we are spending. Now if I put the same concept in terms of graph, what I will get is a graph where on y-axis I put cost and on x-axis I put output. This OP refers to the quantity of output. Now if I say whether my level of output is 0 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or any of the units, there is a fixed cost which I am incurring, maybe for a particular land or a machinery or any fixed asset. The graph or the curve which I will get is a straight line which is parallel to x-axis. This shows my level of output is 0, still there is maybe one level of cost which I have incurred, whether my level of output was 3 or 5. There is one level of cost, that is total fixed cost, which we incur irrespective of the level of output. Now let's come to the second concept, that is the concept of total variable cost. Now total variable cost, again as concept we are aware, is cost which varies with time. Say if I am increasing my labor, so I am increasing the cost, that is the wages which I pay for that labor. So total variable cost changes with change in the level of output. Now if I put this total variable cost in a graph, again with y-axis having cost and x-axis having output, I would get a inverse S-shaped curve of total variable cost. Now this inverse S-shaped curve would be starting from origin, where I say my level of output is 0, that means cost involved is 0. Now this inverse S-shaped curve looks something like this. What is the interpretation of this inverse S-shaped curve in terms of TVC curve? This means that as we start or as we increase our level of output, our cost increases at a diminishing rate. So if I divide this into stages, I would say first my cost increases at diminishing rate. Now reason for increasing of cost at diminishing rate is that with increasing the level of output, my economies of scale takes place, that is when I go for a large scale level of output, per unit cost falls. So therefore cost increases at a diminishing rate. Somewhere we come to a level where my cost is not very high, it's not increasing at a very higher rate, more or less constant. And at the second, this I would say would be a stage where my cost is more or less constant. And third, I would find that my cost increases at a increasing rate. So I would say increases at increasing rate. The reason for this third stage where my cost increases at an increasing rate is maybe we have put in too many employees in a particular project. So too many employees means that there is not too much of result or not too much of output which we are showing, rather we are increasing our variable cost. So this shows, or I would say the same thing is known as law of diminishing returns, which we refer in economics. This shows that with the help of first cost increasing at diminishing rate, maybe due to economies of scale, second cost coming to a level of constancy, third cost increasing at an increasing rate due to law of diminishing returns results in a graph which is an inverse S-shaped curve for TVC. The most important point here is that this inverse S-shape starts from origin, referring to the concept that when my output is 0, my variable cost also comes out to be 0. Next, let's go on to the summation of TVC and TFC, that is total cost. Now let me first draw the two curves which I already have understood, that is TFC and TVC. TFC we have understood is a straight line parallel to x-axis. The reason is there is some level of fixed cost always there irrespective of output. TVC we understand as inverse S-shaped curve and starts from origin because the level of output is 0 if my output, level of TVC is 0 if my output is 0. Now TVC plus TFC if I do, obviously I know my curve will not start from origin because there is always a fixed cost which I will be incurring irrespective to a level of output. So I will be starting my total cost from the point where TFC starts, somewhere above the origin, but the shape of TC would be similar to TVC, that is inverse S-shaped curve. Now there are 2 points which we need to take care while drawing TC curve. Number 1, it never starts from origin. The reason I have said because there is some level of TFC always there. Second, it might come very close to TVC. We can see here TC and TVC are very close to each other. However, TC will never touch TVC. The reason for this is because there is a particular level of TFC always there irrespective to the level of output. Since TFC is never 0, therefore TC can never be equal to TVC. Therefore TC and TVC would come very close but would never touch each other. So these were the 3 graphs which we have drawn of TFC, TVC and TC. That is all the curves of total cost in short run traditional theory. So we are only touching upon short run right now. Now I will come to all the concepts of average cost. So as in total cost, my average cost would also be summation of average variable cost and average fixed cost. So AC is nothing but AFC plus AVC. That is average cost is a summation of AFC, average fixed cost, plus AVC, that is average variable cost. Now as the concept says average, it is per unit. So we all are aware of the formula of average cost. Average cost is nothing but TC upon the level of output, that is Q. Now how do we plot this AC in terms of a diagram? Derivation of AC is done with the help of TC. So I will be drawing 2 graphs, one below the other. My first graph would show total cost curve and my second graph would show average cost curve. Now as we did initially, that my total cost is inverse S shape which starts not from origin, rather somewhere above the origin. So I will draw an inverse S shape total cost curve above the origin. Now we are going to take 4 points, say point A, point B, point C and point D. These are the 4 points I have taken on total cost, A, B, C and D. Now we will be joining from origin point to point A, to point B, C, and last will be point D. And I will be joining these points to my x-axis. Now, in this we have taken 4 points A, B, C and D. We have drawn one line joining from origin to A, to B, C and hence D. Now, when we plot the slope of line from 0 to A, from 0 to B, 0 to C and 0 to D, the slopes of these lines when plotted on the second diagram would give us 4 points again, which once we join the locus of these points would reflect a curve which is a U-shaped curve, which is referred to as average cost curve. Now, in short, if I explain you, we can say that average cost curve is derived by joining the locus or say the of points which are plotted with the help of slopes of line joined from origin to the points which we have taken on total cost curve. So, we took 4 points A, B, C, D. We have drawn or joined these points from origin with the help of 4 lines. Then we plotted the slope of those 4 lines, and hence when we joined these points we got a U-shaped curve which we refer to as average cost curve. Now, this was the derivation of average cost curve. So, average cost curve is a U-shaped curve. Let's come on to the concept of now average fixed cost. As we all are aware that total fixed cost is a line parallel to x-axis irrespective to the level of output, and AFC being nothing but TFC divided by level of output. When we plot this in a diagram with output as x-axis and cost as y-axis, I will be getting a curve which slopes downwards and comes closer to x-axis but doesn't touches x-axis. This is known as rectangular hyperbola. The property of rectangular hyperbola here is that the value of AFC keeps on falling as my level of output increases. We can see my total fixed cost doesn't change, that is my numerator doesn't change, but my output keeps on changing. That means my denominator keeps on increasing. Hence, the resultant ratio, that is TFC divided by Q, keeps on falling. However, again a point to stress is that AFC would never touch output. The reason is that TFC is never 0. So, when TFC is never 0, therefore AFC, which is TFC divided by Q, will never touch x-axis or will never be 0. So, we have AFC as rectangular hyperbola. Let's come to the third graph of AVC. To draw the graph or to derive the curve of AVC, we would again take help of 2 diagrams, one below the other. We would again plot on x-axis output, and on y-axis we would be plotting cost. Here this cost is nothing but TVC, and here I will be getting TVC. That means AVC is drawn with the help of TVC. Now, TVC is an inverse S-shaped curve which starts from origin. Now, the way we derived average cost, we will also be deriving average variable cost. That is, we will again take 4 points, point A, B, C and D. We will again join these points with origin with the help of 4 lines, and we will take the slope of the lines which we have drawn from origin to point A, B, C and D, and when we point or when we plot the slope of these lines, we again get a curve which is a U-shaped curve, and we refer to this curve as TVC curve. AVC curve. Therefore, my average variable cost curve derived from total variable cost curve, derived from joining the slope of lines which are drawn from origin to point A, B, C and D. So, in short, what we have understood till now is that AVC is derived from TVC and AC is derived from TC. Now, we are left with another concept in short run, that is marginal cost concept. Now, marginal cost, as we discussed, is the change in total cost. If I put that in terms of formula, my marginal cost is change in TC divided by change in Q, or I can also refer this as TCN minus TCN minus 1. So, change in total cost by change in output. Now, in order to derive marginal cost, I will again take help of the curve of total cost. So, again we will be plotting two graphs, one below the other. And on x-axis we will have output, on y-axis we are going to have total cost and marginal cost in graph A and B respectively. So, my total cost starts somewhere above the origin and inverse S-shaped. Now, again the difference now here is that I will again be taking first 4 points, that is A, B, C and D. But now I will not be joining the origin to these points. I will take the slope of these points itself. Now, how to take the slope of a point is, draw a small tangent line at this point and show the slope. We all are aware the concept of slope is delta y by delta x. So, these small tangent lines drawn with these small triangles will show the delta y by delta x. And once the slope of these 4 points A, B, C and D are plotted on another graph, we again get 4 points which once we join gives us a curve which is known as marginal cost curve. So, marginal cost curve, again a U-shaped curve, is drawn with the help of total cost curve. Now, if I would like to summarize on what all diagrams of short run we have done till now, I would say that my total cost curve was inverse S-shaped curve which was above origin. My total variable cost curve was again inverse S-shaped curve from origin. My total fixed cost curve was parallel to x-axis. My average cost curve was U-shaped curve which was drawn from the help of or support of total cost curve. Then my average variable cost curve was drawn with the help of total variable cost curve, and in the end my marginal cost curve was drawn with the help of again total cost curve, where marginal cost curve was again U-shaped, AVC U-shaped, AC U-shaped and TC, TVC and TFC we have seen. So, these were all the graphs of short run traditional theory cost concepts. In the end, we would also be drawing one graph where we will be adding on or we will be putting on all the curves of average together, and then we will show the relationship, that is the stages we will divide and how all the graphs move together. So now we will be plotting all the average cost and marginal cost together. My x-axis would again reflect the level of output, and my y-axis will have average cost, average variable cost, and average fixed cost. Let me start with first average fixed cost. I mentioned is a rectangular hyperbola. Then I said average variable cost is a U-shaped curve, and average cost is again a U-shaped curve, but it would never touch average variable cost, though it can come closer to average variable cost. So my average cost curve is again a U-shaped curve which would never touch AVC. And the last curve which I am left with is to draw MC curve. Though MC curve is a U-shaped curve, but for simplicity, what we will be taking care is, we will be drawing only the rising part of MC curve in this diagram. So I will be drawing my MC curve like this. That is only the rising part of MC curve we will be plotting in this diagram. Now I would like to divide this whole diagram into 3 stages. So first stage would be drawn with the help of this point where MC cuts AVC. I will name this as point A. The point where MC cuts AVC, I will name it as A and will extend a line to x-axis. Second, the point where MC cuts AC, I will name as B and extend to x-axis. Now, my first stage will be from origin till point level of A. Second stage would be between A and B, and third stage would be after point B. So now stage wise we will be discussing how different curves are working. Say stage 1. Stage 1 is towards left of A or from 0 to x1. In stage 1 we find our AFC is falling. Our AFC is falling. Our AVC is also falling. Therefore, average cost, which is nothing but AFC plus AVC, also falls. So this is the flow which we see between AC, AVC and AFC in the first stage, that is towards left of point A. Now let's go on to second stage. In second stage we realize that our AFC again falls. So AFC again falls. Now in second stage if you see my AVC, I see that my AVC slightly moved towards upwards. I would not say it is rising at an increasing rate, however at least it is not falling and it has started to rise. So I would say my AVC has started to rise, or I can say rising at a decreasing rate. Now AC, which is summation of AFC plus AVC. Now the question is, how would AC react? AFC is falling and AVC has just started to rise, but the impact of fall of AFC is more than rise of AVC, since AVC has just started to rise. Therefore, my AC would keep on falling between A and B. This A I can extend till here so that it becomes more clear. So my AC would keep on falling since the impact of AFC is more than AVC. Let's come to the third stage. In third stage, what we realize that my AFC again falls after point B or after the level of x2. The AFC keeps on falling, but AVC now starts to rise at an increasing rate. So AVC rises at increasing rate. Now AVC, when it rises at increasing rate, then AC, which is nothing but summation of AVC plus AFC, also rises. Because at this situation or in this stage, the impact of rise in AVC is more than of fall in AFC, hence AC also rises. But again, to make sure, AC and AVC would never touch each other because my AFC is never 0. So average cost will never be equal to average variable cost. Rather, it will come very, very close to each other since average fixed cost keeps on falling. And one point before we end this graph is that this MC, which passes from point A and point B of average variable cost and average cost respectively, these point A and B are the midpoints of both AVC and AC. That's all for short-run traditional theory, where we have discussed all the graphs from TC to AC to AVC, AFC, MC. Thank you.